Glee was once an era-defining TV show that submerged us into the lives of the characters and made us cry an unbelievable lot. They raised painful issues, making us watch the series over and over. We wanted to crawl into the screen, to hug them and promise them it's going to be okay, even when the world seemed to fall apart for the characters. After Cory Monteith's untimely death, each episode he was in makes the show 10 times more emotional to watch. In our tribute, we will tell you what happened to the main actors after the show ended. There will be a whole bunch of spoilers, so for fans of drama and of the song Don't Stop Believing, be prepared. Why did Naya Rivera get arrested? How did Lea Michele get over Cory Monteith's death? Who became a writer of children's books? Before we start, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss stories about your favorite shows. Santana Lopez and Brittany Pierce. Who did not like this cheerleader, who started off as a real badass in the early seasons and eventually turned into a loving woman? Could we ever have imagined that Santana would love somebody for real? In reality, Naya Rivera has the same passionate love life as her character. Breathtaking romances, fast engagements, unexpected breakups, and even an arrest. Her personal life is what kept her in the news. We all remember that whirlwind romance, engagement, and breakup with Big Sean, followed by an unexpected marriage to Ryan Dorsey. The couple had a son, Josie, in 2015, but unfortunately, several months after that, the two realized they should not be together. It came as a shock that on Thanksgiving weekend 2017, Rivera was arrested in West Virginia, charged with misdemeanor domestic battery after she allegedly hit Dorsey while on a walk with her son. Just a couple of months ago, she finally divorced her husband, and currently, the 31-year-old actress is single again and open for new relationships. We would not be surprised to hear some crazy news about her personal life any day now. In terms of her career, Naya played roles in Devious Maids and Step Up, High Water. This simple-minded Brittany, who won the heart of Santana, left everybody swooning for her. She has a childish naivete and innocence, which are often replaced by truly wise words, something for which you cannot help loving her. Heather Morris, the actress who played Brittany, is a former professional dancer. She toured with Beyoncé in 2007. She found herself in the running on Dancing with the Stars after her role on Glee. Unfortunately, she didn't wind up winning the coveted Mirrorball trophy. Heather is happy with her husband, Taylor Hubbell, and their 2 young sons, Elijah and Owen. Rachel Berry and Jesse St. James. Oh, Rachel. There are so many things we can say about her. She's a bit narcissistic, but very talented. Selfish, but very devoted. Many fans know that Lea Michele was dating Cory Monteith, who also played her boyfriend on the show. After his sudden death, she felt no better than her own character. Before Cory passed away, Lea was definitely the leader on set. And so was Cory, says Jane Lynch, who plays the conniving cheerleading coach, Sue Sylvester. She has been an absolute trooper. She's the reason we're back at work right now, instead of taking a season off. Michele feels the pressure of trying to keep the show together, but she also feels tension from thousands of mourning fans, wondering if she is now dating somebody else, or if their relationship was a publicity stunt from the very beginning. Now that I am in this position, you can choose to rise, and that's what I'm going to try to do, she says. I know that Cory would want nothing more than for me to take this situation and use it to help people. I don't know if I will. I don't know how. She recently fell in love with clothing company president Zandy Rich, and they announced their engagement in April of 2018. After the show was over, she started acting in Scream Queens, though the show only had 2 seasons. Then she was invited to the TV world with the ABC series The Mayor. The show was recently canceled, but we know that, just like all of the other times, Lea will find a new show in no time. Or maybe she'll continue pursuing music. She did, after all, release a new album last year. And what about Jesse St. James, who, although not very involved in the development of the plot, still made the lonely diva Rachel happy? Jonathan Groff was so loved as Jesse St. James that he landed a role in the series Looking while still on Glee. Before that, though, he'd had Broadway success in Spring Awakening and Hair, and went on to score a role in Hamilton, too. Since 2017, Groff has starred as FBI Special Agent Holden Ford in the Netflix crime drama Mindhunter. Jonathan Groff is openly gay, but we don't know anything about his current relationship status. However, we do know that Jonathan and Lea have been BFFs in real life since Spring Awakening. They constantly post pictures with each other, and their decade-long friendship only gets better with time. Kurt Hummel and Blaine Anderson. What about Kurt Hummel, who played Rachel Berry's best friend in the show? Kurt has come a long way since he came out as gay, being secretly in love with Finn, and then turning into a famous actor who married the love of his life. Isn't it inspiring? Chris Colfer's gig as Kurt Hummel on Glee is still the standout on his acting resume, which, after the series ended, also included a spot on Hot in Cleveland. In real life, the actor has decided to follow his dream and is now quite a successful writer of children's books. He has already published 5 parts of his Land of Stories series for children. And if you thought he was going to slow down anytime soon, you're wrong, because he's currently developing a new TV show called Indigo. And what happened to Kurt's husband? Darren Criss joined Glee and became a fan favorite as Blaine Anderson after a few smaller theater and television roles. After making it big on Glee, the actor starred in Broadway's How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying and Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and set out on a solo tour in support of his album called Human. He recently re-teamed with Glee creator Ryan Murphy for the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story. And he recently went on tour with Lea Michele. In April, they announced that they are getting together for a co-headlining tour, performing songs from Broadway, their recent solo albums, and the hit Fox show. Artie Abrams and Tina Cohen-Chang. After Tina's proposal to Mike Chang was rejected, Artie promised that if they are both single in 10 years, they should get married. In the series finale, they are dating once again. It's hard to believe that Kevin McHale joined Glee after coming from a dance background. Before Glee, McHale was a member of a boy band, NLT, which helped shape his musical chops for his role as Artie Abrams. He hosted the TV series Virtually Famous and some other gigs, though he stayed mainly out of the spotlight since the series ended. This year, his coming out was finally official, after weeks of speculations about him being gay, when the actor posted a photo of himself cuddling up to actor Austin McKenzie. McHale revealed he's been dating Mackenzie for a little over a year and a half. Jenna Ushkowitz, who portrayed Tina Cohen-Chang, landed her first Broadway role in the 1996 revival of The King and I, going on to understudy in Spring Awakening at the start of 2006. Her stint as Tina is still among her bigger gigs, though she returned to the stage following the series. She appeared in Hair, The Wedding Singer, and Waitress. Mike Chang. Like many others from the crew, Harry Shum Jr. went for bigger roles after Glee, and he's been pretty successful with that. Along with getting gigs in some movies, shows, and television shorts, Harry snagged his biggest role since the hit musical series as Magnus Bane on Freeform's hit drama Shadowhunters. And Harry will also be starring in the movie Crazy Rich Asians, set to be released in August. This guy really doesn't take any time off. Noah Puckman. Good girls love bad boys, don't they? And bad girls as well. Puck was one of those charismatic bad boys who inevitably conquered women's hearts. Mark Salling's life was far from being as joyful as that of many other Glee actors. For some time, the actor even dated co-star Naya Rivera for several years during the series' run. But in 2015, it came as a shock to everybody that he was arrested and later charged with receiving and possessing child pornography. He pled guilty to the charges in October 2017 and faced 4 to 7 years in prison. In January 2018, Salling was found dead from an apparent suicide, weeks before he was scheduled for sentencing. Mercedes Jones. Oh, there is no place for 2 divas on one stage. The constant rivalry between Mercedes and Rachel has created a lot of plot twists in the series. Amber Riley, who portrayed Mercedes Jones, twirled right from her role as Mercedes Jones on Glee into the Dancing with the Stars ballroom. We were not surprised that she won the 17th season. There was a point where I realized I really wanted to win, the actress said. She appeared on the NBC TV musical The Wiz in 2015, and also made her own theatrical mark in the London production of Dreamgirls in 2016. Quinn Fabray. You have to love and hate Quinn at the same time. A strong, beautiful, and self-assured girl who often does not hesitate to stoop to lowly tactics. She made the biggest headlines in 2016 when she quietly married Mumford & Sons musician Winston Marshall. After appearing in Heroes, Dianna Agron earned the role of Queen Bee cheerleader Quinn Fabray on Glee. But after this role, Dianna stopped her work on TV and decided to take on roles in movies instead. And quite successfully, because in 2018 alone, Dianna has 2 film projects coming out. Will Schuester. Oh, Mr. Shu, how much you taught your students and us at the same time. After starring as beloved Glee Club leader Will Schuester, Matthew Morrison moved on to roles on The Good Wife and most recently, Grey's Anatomy. Who else watched the 14th season of Grey's Anatomy and hated his character? By the way, watch our video about the real-life partners from Grey's Anatomy. Another Broadway vet, he returned to the stage post-Glee in the musical version of Finding Neverland. He married longtime love Renee Puente in 2014, and the two welcomed a beautiful son Revel 3 years later. Sue Sylvester. We saw Coach Sue Sylvester from all sides. Evil and kind, raw and attentive, disdainful and even caring. There is probably no more controversial character in the show than her. Jane Lynch found Hollywood success long before Glee, but still, the show made her even more popular and helped to start her own series, Angel from Hell. She also had some roles on Criminal Minds and The Stinky and Dirty Show. If you are a fan of Criminal Minds, make sure to check out our video about the real-life partners from Criminal Minds. Most recently, she kept her name in the news with her hosting gig on Hollywood Game Night, for which she won 2 Emmy Awards. Apart from her TV life, she married Dr. Laura Embry in 2010, but unfortunately, they split 3 years later. Tell us about which character you want to find out more about.